You've dated a poison frog before. You just did not know what you were looking at. Nature gives every dangerous thing a warning label. People give you warning signs too. You've just never been taught to read them. You never saw its real colors because it never showed you until it was too late. Most poisonous frogs do not scream danger 24/7. The colors are hidden on the belly, the soles of the feet. All right? Look at these photos. The color only shows here because the frog can see the cameraman. It knows it's being watched and it knows it might be in danger. The danger is hidden. It's hidden, but it's real. You just needed to see it move first. People are the same way. Their toxicity is hidden because you haven't pushed hard enough, you haven't dated long enough, or you haven't asked the right questions to make them show it. This is the poison frog method, how to make someone show their real colors before you're already attached. The honeymoon phase is an essential part of any relationship. It is typically at the beginning of the relationship and is the strongest point at that time. Healthy communication, very little fighting. Overall, all couples should ideally never leave this phase. If the person you're dating is truly meant for you, you will never actually leave the honeymoon phase because your relationship hasn't degraded in any way. If you've ever been in a toxic relationship, there were warning signs during the honeymoon phase. Um, if you'd caught them, probably would have stopped you from committing at all. If that's you, it's not your fault you didn't see it. I already said it. The frog hides its colors. Nobody walks into a first date belly up. Nobody puts their worst traits on display the first time they meet someone. The version of someone you meet in month one is a drop in the bucket compared to who they really are. The frog keeps its colors hidden. So here's why most people get blindsided. They're waiting for the danger to announce itself. It won't. You're not going to suspect your partner is toxic because they don't have a giant sign taped to their back listing off all their toxic traits. Which means the question was never, what do I watch out for? The real question is, what do I do to make the real colors show up faster while I still have low stakes and I'm not emotionally attached? This is the pressure test. This is the entire method. The core focus of the method is the pressure test. Make plans with them, then manufacture an excuse and cancel those plans. Something like, hey, my job is making me stay a while longer. Can we reschedule our date? Nothing dramatic. You're not saying your sister died. You're not saying your mom died. You want mundane things. You want boring things. You want something, you basically just want the simplest excuse you can get. Really. Like, that's pretty much it. Here's what you're doing when you send that text. You are turning the frog belly up on command, on your terms. While the stakes are still near zero, watch what comes back. Color 1, guilt. Oh, okay, I guess that's fine. Followed by nothing. Or worse. Followed by colder texting for the next day or two, shorter replies, slower responses, there's no explanation. You have to notice what's happening here. They are not saying, hey, this is a problem. They're making you feel like it's a problem. Okay? That's the tell. It's just guilt tripping. A person with a normal brain says what they mean. This is a soft but dangerous one. It's the easiest color to miss because it doesn't look aggressive. It looks sad. It looks like disappointment. But it's highly aggressive and it's highly dangerous. Okay? Hence the red color. A guilt-driven manipulation tactic is only meant to make you submit. It is subtle but dangerous. Guilt-driven manipulation tactics are like poisoned knives. All right, color 2, control. Can't we just do it tonight? I already planned my whole day around this. This tactic is meant to force you into a position with no say. However, it is the easiest to spot and shut down. Hey guys, the frog shows its colors. Okay? This one pushes back on a completely reasonable, completely normal request like you've personally wronged them. Notice the framing here. It's never, I understand. That's annoying. Let's figure it out another time. It's an argument. Okay? You made a cake. They wanted a cookie. This is the color that tells you the most about what a real argument is going to look like 6 months from now. The 6 months in the future where you actually need something and they treat it like an inconvenience. Color 3, withdrawal. It goes quiet. Quiet. Takes hours to respond to something that used to get an instant reply. This one is a test of a test. In their head, they want a chase. Do not give it to them whatsoever. They're not guilt tripping you and they're not arguing with you. They're pulling away to see if you close the distance. Okay? Like I said, guys, close the distance. They want to chase. Close the distance. If you text again, if you double text, if you get anxious and start explaining yourself for something you didn't really need to explain, withdrawal isn't really about your canceled plans at all. It's a probe. It's a probe to find whether you'll chase. And if you chase even once, you just taught them that distance gets your attention. That will become something called a learned behavior. It doesn't go away. It gets used again on purpose later when the stakes are a lot higher than a rescheduled dinner. Color 4, overcorrection. The one most people never actually talk about, overcorrection. Okay? There's a fourth reaction, and it's the sneakiest because it actually looks like a healthy response that someone would say to a plan being rescheduled. No worries at all. Take your time. Work comes first. LOL. Whenever works for you. Smiley face. Sent instantly. Sent instantly. A little too instantly, if you will. Almost like they expected it beforehand. Okay? This is someone who has learned that showing any real friction or some kind of friction gets people to leave, so they've trained themselves to perform chill. Being chill does not correlate to suppression. Almost too okay with it, likely no negative reaction, very, very sneaky, hard to find. Okay? It is not secure. It sounds secure. It's suppression. And suppression doesn't go away when you get serious with someone. It usually comes up later, all at once. It is quite literally bottling up their feelings. The way you tell us apart from an actually secure response, a secure person can say, oh, that's a bummer. No worries though. Tomorrow works. Normal disappointment, clearly stated, immediately let go. This is what a healthy color actually looks like. Okay? Not every reaction is a red flag or meant to manipulate you. This frog is not poisonous, as a matter of fact. Okay? A typical response from something like this would be like, no worries, work happens. Tomorrow's good, let me know what time. So, like I said here, you don't walk away thinking every reaction is a red flag. That's it. There's no guilt tripping, there's no arguments, there's no sneaky test of a test type shit, okay? There's no performance. It's a mild, honest reaction to a mildly annoying, forgettable event. Healthy is boring. Healthy is boring, guys. That's the whole point though, okay? It needs to be healthy. You don't want the black frog, the blue frog, the yellow frog, the red frog. You want the cute little frog in the sand that doesn't have a lot of colors. It's a little bit drab, you know, but it looks cute. It's sweet. It's a cute little sweet sand frog, right? If a reaction is memorable, it's usually memorable for a reason you don't want. Okay? So, this next part is probably something that's going to be said in the comments, but I'm just going to shut it down right now. Okay? Is this manipulative? No. This is not manipulation. Manipulation is when you deceive someone to extract something from them: money, sex, commitment, control, and you know it's costing them because they wouldn't consent to it if they understood what was happening. This test costs the other person nothing. You've rescheduled a date by 24 hours. That happens organically in normal dating life all the time. Okay? You're not fabricating the crisis. Like I said, don't say your mom or your sister died. You're not extracting anything. You're not taking something from them. You're just paying close attention to something that was going to happen anyway. The actual manipulation is what happens on the other end of this test if you skip it. 6 months into a relationship with someone who guilt trips, argues, withdraws, and overcorrects every time you have a normal human need, and you didn't see it coming because you never checked. All right? So this isn't a one-time test. A single reaction is not viable proof. Okay, so people have bad days. Someone can snap once because they got fired that morning, not because they're secretly a guilt chipper. Okay, the method isn't um, you see one color and then you're out. No, you must implement pattern detection. Okay, you must implement pattern detection. Run it more than once, spaced out, low stakes each time. What you're watching for is not a single reaction, it's whether the same color shows up twice. Once, I would say that's someone being moody that day. Twice, give it a second thought. Third time, third time one of these colors shows up, that's someone's personality, dude. And you need to cut it out. Cut it out by the roots. Like that's it. And this is where most people mess the method up. They either overreact to one bad response and ghost someone who is just having a rough day, or they underreact to the same color showing up 3 separate times and call it a coincidence. Neither is the method. The method is notice, log it, don't confront it, and implement pattern detection. Watch if it repeats. Okay, so when to run this? Early, before you've said I love you, before you've met the parents, before you've had any kind of actual serious commitment whatsoever. All right? Early, very early. All right, so the entire value and point of this test is that it is cheap right now and it is expensive later. That same guilt trip that's a minor annoyance in week 3 is a full-blown pattern you're trapped in by month 8. All right? When you've got shared friends, a routine, maybe a lease, maybe you're financing a car, maybe you've even gone to the extreme and you're engaged, or she's pregnant, or all of your money is tied up with her. Okay? Cheap now, expensive later. Cheap now, expensive later. If you're already 6 months in and listening and reading this and watching this video and going, oh no, that's not the method's fault. That's just information you didn't have before, which brings us to the actual reframe one more time. It's not that you're bad at reading people. Nobody taught you to look for the colors, to look for the flash, to look for what makes them twitch. Okay? Now you know how to look. Now you know how to look. Now you know where to look. Okay? So what to do when you see a color? Do not confront. Do not. Do not. You will blow it. Okay? You will blow it. Don't say something stupid like, I noticed you got weird when I canceled. No, nothing. Don't say a word. But if you see a color, literally pretend it hasn't even happened. Okay? Just note it. Just remember it. Stay normal, stay warm. And just watch if it happens again the next time there's friction, the next time there's an argument. Watch for the pattern. Pattern detection, guys. If it repeats once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times, 10 times, then yeah, that's your answer. By the way, if it repeats 10 times, I don't know why you haven't left already, but whatever. Like I said, guys, it depends on how many times it's done, really. One color, okay, moody. Two, reconsider it 3 times, should probably head out. Seriously. Okay? And this ties all back to the frogs. Okay? All of it. All of it. All of it here. This is the poison frog method. Getting someone to reveal their true colors by initiating a pressure test. Okay? Every dangerous animal on Earth gives you a signal before it hurts you. The coral reef snake, the blue-ringed octopus, poison ivy, the Australian boxed jellyfish, okay? And the most deadly plant in the world that's actually covered in tiny black berries. These look a lot like blackberries, don't they? Atropa belladonna, also known as nightshade, a neurotoxic, extremely dangerous, deadly plant covered in tiny, black, edible Berries. The only reason people seem harder to read, okay? The only reason people seem harder to read is because no one ever taught you where to look or how to make them show, okay? Now you know. Belly up, soles of the feet, okay? Only flashes when it's cornered. Like I said, guys, the reason why this frog is a complete yellow shade and this one is a complete orange shade is because they don't see the cameraman. They don't feel like they're in danger. Okay? And these ones, look at these vibrant colors, the blues, the blacks, the yellows, the the light blues, the whites, the blacks, the oranges. Okay? Like right down here. Threatened, passive. All right? Next time you make plans with someone, don't wait for life to corner them. Corner them yourself on purpose, on the attack, while it still costs you nothing, and find out who they really are. Okay? So, this is the poison frog method. I hope you guys can use it and it brings some kind of value to your dating life. Um, if you check out my YouTube bio, I have different kinds of content coming up that won't be available on YouTube. A paid community is coming. It will be a school, and if you guys think this kind of content is high value and it can bring some clarity to your life, your dating life, your social life, then please let me know in the comments.